Good evening, wherever you are. This video, objective of this video is public park and the police, Minneapolis police. Their focus, Minneapolis Park Police, I should say. Their main focus seemed to be on black people. I looked over all the charges that were filed by Minneapolis Park Police with the last 6 months. Almost 90% of all the people that were criminally charged in Minneapolis Park, all of them almost are black people. Black people, Spanish, Native American, that's it. And there is no shortage of people of other race, but their focus happened to be on this issue right here. You see this? This sign was put up here recently, and of course, in appearance of the sign, everything looks fine. You know, what's wrong with the police looking out for society to prevent people drinking alcohol in the park and doing something stupid? But they're not enforcing it equally. None of these kids, this is university next door, some university here. Every day there are about 30 to 40 to 50 people here from universities in a hot day, playing whatever kind of sport. All of them, each of these people, students, have some kind of drink with them: water, Coke, Pepsi, whatever. None of them were ever bothered by the police. They have not been searched. They have not been charged with drinking in public. But you cannot say this for a black people. Every time the Minneapolis Park Police come to this park, their main focus is on black people. They go over there and sit by the crowds of black people, mostly that are homeless, have no place to go. So they come to the park to hang out, because that's the only place they can go to. So what Minneapolis police do? They go sit there and watch them to drink anything. It doesn't matter if they're drinking water, if they're drinking Coke, if they're drinking Pepsi. It doesn't matter. They will run over to them and grab the person and accuse them of drinking in public. And they will give them a ticket. A ticket is gonna cost a couple $100. And it doesn't matter that these people are innocent. They're not drinking anything, substance of that is against the law. They don't care. The police don't care. And the judges don't care. The prosecutors don't care. Almost 99% of all the cases that were brought up by Minneapolis Park Police, everybody that they brought in with these fake bogus charges end up being convicted, have criminal records because of racial profiling. This is the subject of this video. I know this may sound like old news for most of you, and nobody's talking about it. Every time someone is charged by park police and they brought up to the front of a judge, the complaint is given to the prosecutors. Almost all of them assume and trust the police with these charges. Of course, the charge is bogus, but nobody cares. This is affecting the dignities and affecting the black and brown community. And this is just the service of what's going on. I'm saying there are much bigger things going on when it comes to the police filing bogus fake charges because they wanted to. Because at the end of the day, the whole system, it relies on people going to jail. Right. And so the police will come here. See, all these seats right here. Normally, people that have, there are a large community of black people that live here. This building is Catholic Charity. So Catholic Charity houses about 1,000 people in that building. All of them are homeless, meaning that they are living there temporarily, and they get kicked out at a certain time of every day, so they have to be outside. So where do they go? They have no place to go. They go onto the public park. The police, they put the camera there. See, that's a police camera. They put the police camera there. When the whole this place, people fill up the park, the police will come, not to go and watch the people that play sport or white people on that side, but come over here for the sole purpose of collecting these people, black people, to send them to cages, to put them in, send them to prison, to get a convictions. It doesn't matter what the charge is. They're making charges out of their asses, bogus fake charges. And these police department is one of the most shameful, disgrace entities that is funded by the public, and they do not serve the interest of the communities that live here, and they are obviously not part of the community, because almost everybody that work for Minneapolis Public Park, none of them even live in the city. They don't live in Minneapolis. They're not from Minneapolis. Almost all of them were moved from another state, and no connection, no real connection to the city. But they are the one that is doing ethnic cleansing, genocide in the lowest form on the people that live in the city, and they're doing it racially. A lot of people think, is this police force, are they like managed by KK? Why do they hate the black people so much? Well, in my opinion, it's too noisy on this road. In my opinion, is that you have to understand the entire system is based on people getting locked up. If you look at the jail, Minneapolis have huge jail, and jail is a business that need product, and the product happen to be people. And there are also all kind of services that's provided by companies run by the same people and their friends that have a contract with jails, with prison. They rely on the state and federal government to provide them money to provide services. And these services are not limited to, but some of it is health services in jail or prison, food services in jail or prison, cleaning services in jail or prison, medications, and food, canteen they call it. On all of these services, it relies on people getting locked up. Not only limited to that, you look at the court. The whole entire court system relies on there being a business, booming business of people going to court. Okay? It's so noisy, I have to get off that road. So booming of people going to court, it requires the police to lock people up, and then eventually they will file charges whether you're guilty or not. You go to court, even if the charge is dismissed. Most of the times the charge will not dismiss. 99% of all the charges, people will the court, the prosecutors will not allow people to not plead guilty. What I'm saying is, when someone is charged with crime in America, the prosecutor will eventually say, hey, we're gonna give you a deal, but you have to give us money. It's like a hostage. Okay, instead of paying $1,000 with the original charges, you can give us 200, and then we'll just throw away the charges and you're free to go. But that 200 is money that is coming out of your pocket. That is not supposed to. It's not supposed to. You haven't done nothing. You're not guilty of anything. But so the lowest denominator. Well, most people actually end up going sent to prison, and the prosecutor will not settle for 200. Most of the times, it's more than just you paying the money. That they need you to get locked up in jail for the jail to make money, because the jail is also renting out the spaces that is in jail. Each night that someone stays, someone is forced to stay in jail. The jail charges the state. It's basically like a hotel. Every time someone stays there, at the end of the month, the budget is given to the jail. I mean, the jail built the state and federal government, but it's based on how many people that stays there every night. The more people that they have staying in the facility, the more money they're gonna make. So, and it's the same thing for prison and also, and so a lot of these racial profiling is based on having so many amount of people filling the cages of prison, jails, court systems. So everybody is kind of living off of the systems. What was that, guys? You know, this so it's highly complicated, and so if anybody disagree with this, go and search for charges on Hennepin County or Hennepin County court systems. Shows which agency, which police agency file charges on someone. So when you go and look up how many people or how many criminal charges filed against the people by Minneapolis Public Park, it's gonna show almost about 1,000 people every day. And every one of them, almost 99% of the criminal charges by the police exclusively either black or Mexican or Native American, and something to that effect. So that tells you that Minneapolis Public Park Police are not they don't serve the people that they collecting the budget from. I'm just taking a walk. So that's the object of the video, is how public park, the crimes and whatever that's going on in a public park is not fairly dealt with by public park police in Minneapolis. So I think this can be said probably for every state, unfortunately. For the Minneapolis Park Police, they're looking out for white people against any criminals. Unfortunately, they should look out for everybody against the criminals. That should be how the society works. You look out for every society. You look out to get the criminals out, regardless of the race of people. But unfortunately, that's not what is happening in this city. Specifically, park police only target black, Native American, and Mexican people in the public park. Nobody else. And a couple of days ago, I was in this public park. Right, you see a lot of people here. A couple of days ago, I was in this public park just walking, minding my own business, right? I have a Coke with me. I'm drinking, I'm just taking a walk. I do that every day. I take a walk because Minneapolis Park Police come and ask me, hey, you cannot drink in a public park. And I show him, hey, this is water, because I finished the Coke and I fill it up with water. That should be the end of the story. They should have never stopped me to begin with. But that's not the end of the story. Because the objective is not, that's not what they're looking for. So, they have no evidence that what I'm drinking is alcohol. They just make it up, made up the whole thing. Hey, this guy, they made up the charges, saying that they charged me for drinking in public. They charge, and they take me to jail, have me sit in jail in a freezer. Hennepin County Jail here, they have horrible conditions for people that were taken to the prison. So I was there, locked up in there for 5 days, no bonds, holding without any bonds, 5 days for nothing. The charge is, of course, for drinking water in this exact location right here. I fill up. This building is open some days, so I went in there. I filled up my Coke bottle with water, and then as I was walking out of the park this way, the police vehicle was parked here, and they basically start parking at me about what I'm drinking. And on that day, there's almost about 50 people in this park, white student, playing sport. All of them have some drink, Coke, water, Pepsi, whatever they're drinking. The police specifically come after me. That tells you they're looking out for their own people, for their own white people. There's nothing wrong with that. It's good to look out for people against crimes. But when you exclusively target a certain group of race of people, that is a discrimination. That is what the KK did. That is what the slavery fight is about. Targeting of racially motivated, ingrained hatred is a problem in America. And I think that is what is happening in this town. You go on Twitter, you look at if anyone, for example, arrested by police in Minneapolis, whether that person get convicted or not, is basically comes down to the race of the person. If the person is white, and a lot of the times in this town right now, the person probably gonna get convicted, because there are a certain group of people that are in charge of the government right now that have realized kind of what's going on. But but that's not the solution, though. The solution is the criminal, anyone who is charged, so the charge is supposed to be reviewed to make sure the charge is actually correct. If I was charged, like it happened to me a couple of days ago here by Park Police, they charged me with open bottle in the park, but I was drinking water. They didn't care to test it if it's water. They didn't care to go to the hospital. Hospital is next door. There's this big building, there's a hospital right there. They didn't check if the water contained alcohol, any other drugs. They only care about one thing. That is criminal charges. Let's destroy this guy's criminal record. Let's get a conviction. Let's throw him in prison. That's all that they care about. Okay, so that's what they did. The correction should have been that the prosecutors, the people that are taking up these charges, they should look at the charges first for the validity of the charges, and also the police officers who are doing this kind of racially motivated charges. I think the police department have to not stop hiring these guys, and there also need to be complete removal of immunity for the police. The police, if they make mistakes or if they do it purposely, they should be not be protected by immunity, which is what is happening right now. It doesn't matter what they do. Most of the times, if it's not egregious, if it's the immunity will protect them from prosecutions, not just from prosecutions, but if the police right now driving the police car, they run into your car, a lot of the times the police department will not pay. The insurance will not pay. They will say this is done while the police officer is on duty, working for the city, so they're immune from prosecutions. They're immune from being held responsible for crimes that they commit. And if they file criminal charges, let's say they claim that you robbed somebody or robbed a store, killed somebody, they charge you with that, you could be convicted, even if you have never done any of that. The complaint is taken up by the prosecutors. The judges don't care. The judge is also part of the system that it's raining actually out here, so I have to stand. The prosecutors, the judge is also part of the problem. I think it may not. It's not being discovered yet. I think there is some sort of a bribe going on, money paid to the judges by prison, so that they can get more customers, more product into the prison. Product mean people to be taken into prison. And if the people if the prison system can get conviction from the judges, if the judge sends somebody to prison, let's say for 20 years, that's 20 years in prison is a big money for prison system, because every day they bill the states for every day someone stay in prison. It's over $200. So $200 a day, time is 20 years. That's a lot of money. And that's the same thing for someone, judge sent to jail. Any convictions that someone makes money for the jail, for the prison, also for the works, whatever, how many hours that these prosecutors spend on these cases. Not only they get paid hourly wages or whatever salary, they also get more funding. The more cases, they get more funding from the city and the federal government. So this is kind of subject of the day. Stay tuned and follow if you enjoy this kind of videos.